we need the support of everybody, and we need people to understand that this is not partisan. This is not about red or blue. This is about life or death. And things like this, we need to have people come out, and we need to vote out the people who are supporting the NRA, because we cannot have people who do not value the safety of our schools but value money instead.
Welcome back to Harbor. That was a student, of course, at Stoneman Douglas High School. We're hearing from them now at an anti-gun violence protest in Florida today. The current anger over guns in this country could be transforming into a political movement ahead of this fall's midterms. Let's bring in a Hardball Roundtable for some expertise. Jason Johnson, politics editor at The Root, Annie Linskey, national political reporter for the Boston Globe, and Howard Fineman, of course, contributor to NBCnews.com. I want to know, is the NRA now a bad brand in the suburbs?
Yes, it is.
A bad brand.
But it's a bad brand in the suburbs, but whether or not that's going to have enough of an impact by the time we get to November, we don't know. It depends on if there's another school shooting. It depends on how much a candidate is taking, and it depends on whether or not a Democrat is willing to stake their claim on this guy or this woman takes money from the NRA.
Annie.
For the time being, it's a bad brand, but I mean, the NRA knows how to play the waiting game. I mean, it's always in the spotlight for a week, maybe 2 weeks, but 3 months from now, are we going to be talking about this? And my guess is, short of another shooting, if past is prologue, we will not be.
Howard, are you hopeful for this, or do you believe it has legs?
Well, first of all, I think we've all gone to school in Parkland, by which I mean it's been a civics lesson for everybody, and a continuing civics lesson. And the fact that it was articulate high school kids running down the hall. The fact that it was in a suburb that was quite like many, many, many suburbs around the country, and the fact that it's in a swing state of Florida. I hate to be, coldly analytical of
why you're here.
Of the Electoral College.
Please.
I mean, but Connecticut, everybody knows where Connecticut is politically. Florida is balanced right on the knife point, which makes it a national lesson. A national litmus test here. But you've got to look district by district. I'll take you to Pittsburgh area, my hometown. There's that special race coming up on March 13th. The Democrat, Connor Lamb, who's a Marine and who is a prosecutor, he's not going to put this at the forefront.
And that tells you what?
It tells me that he's still got rural counties that he's got to try to win if he's going to pull off that major upset in that area.
And he doesn't want to look like a Nancy Pelosi liberal Democrat.
He doesn't want to. However, there are 20 other House districts come fall.
Chester County, let's try the same.
Clinton won.
Chester County, Delaware County, Bucks County, all those Howard counties around Philadelphia. Is it good to go after your guy, the opponent, as an NRA guy?
I think it's much better now than it was, because I think the NRA has taken one step too far here. I think they're starting to sound, in defending AR-15s, everybody in the country now knows what an AR-15 is, thanks to the kids in Florida.
I think nobody wants their teacher riding shotgun.
That also.
Right.
I think it's chilling, because, in tough schools, the teacher will be students challenging him with the gun, taunting him with the gun.
Yes.
You just imagine it. You just know what it's going to be like.
Chris, I'm in a classroom. I'm in a college classroom. There were shootings at Virginia Tech. I love my colleagues. I don't want them carrying guns. I don't want them carrying guns in the hallway. Someone's going to leave one somewhere, let alone the fact that the possibilities for workplace violence.
Okay, look, I'm looking at you. I can tell if you're carrying a gun. Every student will be looking around. Where's the gun? Where's the gun? Its bulges here. You can't hide a real gun.
No. It also puts the issue sort of front and center in more people's lives than this conversation generally goes. I mean, all of a sudden, you do have every single parent thinking to themselves, "Wait a minute, do I want that?" It sort of affects more people's lives that way.
Guns in the classroom.
Okay, that's bad politically for the Republicans and for Donald Trump, because. What you're doing, even for conservatives, I think they're beginning to realize that the NRA has taken it so far that they're going to restrict other freedoms of American life in defense of AR-15s. You're going to turn every teacher in America into a spy, if not a cop. You're going to make them have to turn over material to the government to surveil kids. What they're doing, what the NRA is doing now, is actually diminishing freedoms in the name of protecting AR-15s.
To know that's going on.
No, but that's an argument you can make to conservatives.
I think you're right. It looks selfish.
Make to conservatives.
It looks selfish. The Roundtable's sticking with us. You're watching Hardball.